Good morning, class, groups. I welcome everyone. Қолым сақ Нұрдәулет, Зәуре, Dana, Олжас, Жұмабаева Айгерім. Please write down your names, okay? So today we have emulsifiers and stabilizers. The tasks about today's topics you can find out in the universe system, so universe Atlu KZ, and distance course. There is a task for a week, so you have a time to do it and send me back by the distance course, okay? And I will welcome Nisbele. Okay, good. So today we'll take about the emulsifiers. Please, I ask everyone to write down what we have now, and then please try to answer the questions in the distance course, okay? I hope that's no any problem. Just let me assign who is here. So I see Ojas is here. Так, Нұрдәулет, I said. Dana. Okay, the others, I hope that they will come. Aizada, hello. I think I see Ular. And then please, Zaure, make a screenshot and send me, okay, to verify that they were the students. So, please take your notebook and write down today's topic. Is connection is okay? I think there is no any problem. You can switch on the video that I see that you write down. Please. Have your notebook and write down, please. Zaure, where are you? And share. Then please also photo your notebook, what you have write down as a conspect, and send me by the distance course, okay? That I see what you have in your writing task. Okay, emulsifiers and stabilizers in the food industry. So how we prevent that a colorants of food that is signed by the E, so it's mean the classification of your countries signed by them, and then it was in the practice of international, right? So in our country also we are using this kind of the signing. So as you can see, if it is E about 100 and 200, it's about the colorants, right? So today we will take what is the food additives and the classification of them, and primarily emulsifiers, so emulsifying salts and stabilizers, which is using in the food industry. So we know that food additives, it is the substances that are added for the technological purpose to food products during the production, packaging, transportation or storage to give them the desired properties, for example, and a certain aroma, flavorings, color, colorants, shelf life, preservatives, taste, texture, and so on. So all of them using for giving the technological purpose, right? So if you would like have a just change a color maybe, or to save for a long time, means to longer the duration of the shelf life, and so we are adding this kind of additives. So as a classification, we can say about first preservatives. So we have for long shelf life. So if there is any change in the quality and hopefully for also for safety, right? And food colors, it is giving the certain colors. So we have, for example, naturally adding or natural color of the food. And if you want to intensive colors, so we adding some kind of the colorants, right? So this in the practice, for example, just adding yellow color for the cheese, or in yogurts maybe adding kind of intensive colors. And food flavors and flavor enhancers. So as a food flavors, we have a flavor about the naturally. So for the intensity, we have adding a flavor enhancers, right? Of course, the amount which is adding as ingredients, maybe it's not enough to improve the flavor. So we are adding also flavor enhancers. So it is a proportion of the adding to make aromatizers and making the taste of the food products. Then about the low calorie sweeteners. So it's mostly practiced in the food which is for the dietetic purpose or special purpose, right? So if we have people who desire to have no any sugar as a glucose, so we can add other sweeteners to make special purpose food products. And the antioxidants, so the most representative of this group is vitamin C. So we are adding vitamin C to not oxidation to regarding this, right? So if we had a kind of for example just oxidizing, as you can see the apples, right? So it's to change the colors. So if we adding some vitamin C, that we can see that there is no any change of the color. So but additively vitamin C, so if you can if you find out for example, juices with the adding vitamin C. So of course, you are hoping that you will get in your organism the part of the vitamin C, right? So also they are adding just for the purpose as an antioxidant, okay? And emulsifiers, today's we will take stabilizers. So it's the group which is classified. Let me show you. We are using emulsifiers, for example, to make emulsion, which is from the not miscible liquids. So if we have a fat and water, so with the adding of the emulsifiers, we can get emulsion. So it's the homogeneous stuff of the two liquids or more. So regarding the immiscible liquids, so we have, for example, as a non-polar or polar liquids, and the using by the emulsifiers, we can obtain as a hydrophobic and hydrophilic. So this making the bone with the two liquids, and making hydrophilic desired to ensure the solubility of the emulsion in the water, and hydrophobic in the non-polar solvents. So this group of emulsifiers facilitates the formation of the emulsion and also prevent the possibility readhesion particles in the dispersed phase. Okay, so we know that from the fats that there is, for example, fatty acids. So if it is acid, it is the, of course, immiscible in the hydrophobic side, and in the hydrophilic side, we will immiscible with the, for example, in the water, right? So we have emulsion, kind of margarine and mayonnaise. So margarine is the fat in the water. The mayonnaise is water in the fat, right? So a year number system. It's the European system for approved food additives. So its e-classification shows the additives is safe for use in food. So internationally recognized and also used in other countries, especially in our countries too. So emulsifiers are substances that provide the creation of emulsion from immiscible liquids. So natural emulsifiers had traditionally been used as food components. Among the oldest are the yolk or protein of liquid egg or saponins. So saponins, it's the we know as a surface active substances. The yolk of the egg or proteins is widely used in confectionery. So if you had a lot of adding a fat, and then as an emulsifier working the yolk of your eggs, right? So representative group of these emulsifiers is ascorbyl palmitate, or esters of the polyglycerides and fatty acids. So the using as an emulsifier, maybe antioxidant, flavor stabilizer, biologically active substances, and so on. So they are using in edible oils, animal fats, dry dairy products, baking fats, breakfast cereals, meat products, mixtures of dyes in with the cartons. So there is also, if it is ascorbyl palmitate or ascorbyl stearate, we can make a difference. So if it is the palmitate, we know that it's from the plant origin. Да? Растительного происхождения. If it is ascorbyl it will be animal origin. Животного происхождения. Why I'm talking more about it? Because there is some tasks what you should do in the distance courses. So there will be a question from it. Okay. So the next is lecithin and phosphatids. So it's the mostly used in the confectionery, chocolate products, floral confectionery, bakery products, chewing gum. So all of this make it from the beans, okay? So the viscosity regulator, separator, and emulsifier. Then we have a mono and diglyceride of fatty acids. So in the food industry, it is used to mix immiscible liquids such as water and oil. So as a natural emulsifiers, for example, lecithin, which is disperses fat molecules in aqueous solution of proteins and carbohydrates. So we can find it in the egg yolk. So as this works as emulsifiers, and when we are preparing the mayonnaise, mustard, and combined it with the vegetable oils, so it's widely used emulsifiers in food industry. So it's added to the bread, margarine, cakes, cookies, chocolate, and also can be found in the food label under symbol E322. Okay, it's very important. Then next is fatty acid diglycerides and fatty acid esters. It's symbolized with a 471. So they are used to make waffles, ice cream, and sauces. So this substance is obtained from the plant and animal fats. So they are safe for health, and as they are absorbed by the body and don't cause negative consequence after absorption. Even it's using a little amount. So the people who is the allergic, for example, for soya, or the origin with the taken this emulsifiers, of course, it can be dangerous for them. Yeah, so that's why we are talking about the negative consequences after absorption. Okay, so it is the very possibility of this kind of reaction. So in flour confectionery, the use of the emulsifiers has a long necessity. So much depends on the quality of use of the fat emulsion. So emulsion again have a magical properties. They can break down fat into many small particles and prevent them from sticking together. Yeah. So if you remember from the in the milk, so we have particles of the fats which is dispersed in the milk. So we have any taste of them. Yeah. So it's not also sticking together. In this case, we know that in colloidal solutions there is a lot of ferments, a lot of other components which is giving these properties. But we are especially now talking about just one type of the substance as an emulsifier. Yeah. So if we are using just a lecithin, so we are hopefully that lecithin will provide all of these properties as not sticking together. So adhesion properties giving by these substances. So small particles of the emulsifiers have a good ability to evenly distribute between the particles of flour, and the result is stabilized emulsion with an A structure, and finished product is friable. So then you can have a very highly growth of the dough for the bread, or not sticking all of the fats which you are using in this food product. Okay. It's even if you're using just a vegetable oil. So vegetable oil is viscose, so it is liquid. So there is the problem of this sticking. So the working of the emulgators and emulsifying substance is very quick. Okay, everything is clear, please, group. Have you any question? Everything is okay. You can write down in the chat or by the WhatsApp you can send if everything. Okay. Yes. So sauces and mayonnaises, this group includes emulsion of the direct type. So it means regulating product stability, resistance to transportation, and storage. If you remember, for example, mayonnaise, it is the sauce, right? And as a factory using, so it is has a long term of the storage, of course depending on the temperature. So this lasts about uh, from the from the from the for 7 days till months, right? So the increasing market demand for the high quality sauces, mayonnaises, and the sauces with the various types of the additives and the fillers has led to a rapid increase in demand for emulsifying systems for these products. So emulsifying systems are widely used, which consist mainly of whey protein concentrates. So the classic emulsifiers for mayonnaise is an egg product and the milk powder. Most interesting that also in the meat industry we are using emulgators. Yeah, so emulsifiers, it's actively used in the meat industry. So main properties of emulsion is in the meat. So first is prevent the formation of broth and fat edema. Yeah. So we know that in the broth soup, yeah, we have a formation as a fat and with the water. So we are preventing these properties. Sorry. And then eliminates unpleasant aftertaste, including the fats, right? So so we allows the usably raw meat in the recipes. So stabilizers improves the consistency as well as the quality of the finished products. So of course when we are using emulsifiers, we are talking mostly about the canned products. Okay, because naturally there is also kind of other substances which is giving these properties in the meat, right? So as a collagen uh, and the others. Then we can also increase the duration of the storage, so products are resistant for mechanical stress and adverse factors. If we have just adding by the collagen or agar, which is also used as a stabilizer. So, as imagine the emulsified agents. So we are using a salt of these components as a substance, right? So if we have a lecithin, so we have salts of the lecithin or emulsifying salts. So it's to include substances whose addition promotes the formation of an emulsion. So know these substances themselves or emulsifiers. So, but the products of their interaction with the protein molecules and substrate. So a typical example is the phosphates. So it's widely used in the direct emulsifying effect of phosphates is used the production of processed cheese. Yeah. So it makes more soluble and making the consistency which is for proportional in the processed cheese. And heat treatment of the cheese is possibly only through the intermediate formation of casein and the calcium casein gel present in the raw cheese is converted into liquid sodium casein and the sodium polyphosphate. So the other phosphates, citrates, tartrates, and lactates are also using, but they're widely using and which is suitable. It is just this type of the emulsifying salts as a phosphates. So, as you can see, there is a kind of emulsifying salts. So you should write down in the in your tasks in the distance course. I'm repeating it again because there is a tasks which is you should answer the questions. Then later I will show you and explain kind of these certain materials. Okay. So the phosphate of sodium, potassium, calcium is signed by the E339 or A for 341. The next is calcium tartrate is 354 and so on. So you should remember all of this signing of these substances. So lemon acid, citric acid, it is assigned as E330. So examples of chemical stabilizers, so it's the lecithin, gelatin, and agar. So food stabilizers and substances that use it in the confectionery, dairy, bakery, and meat processing industries to give product the desired shape and texture, so as well as to maintain the desired consistency over a long period of the time. So in the connection with the increase the food production alone, so traditional stabilizing food additives such as starches, stabilizer of animal origin is a gelatin, vegetable origin, it's a gums, pectins, carrageenan, so which is developed specifically stabilize certain products. So we are coding this stabilizer from the E400 and to 449. So in the European Union digital classification of system for food additives and consistency stabilizer assigned a codes in the range for this one. Okay, so it's the kind of agar, gum, pectins, and the others. So the pectins, the carrageenans and gums, it's from the plant origin. So they are, of course, organic and signed by the 440, 407, 412, 450, and 410. So gelling agent, stabilizer, thickener, water retaining agents, clarifiers, sorbents, or thickener, water retaining agents, biological activators. So if you can see the yogurt is adding carrageenan, so it's the giving properties to bone the whey and the water, which is then released from the food products in the dairy products especially. So the carrageenans can absorb it so as a water retaining agent. Also, there is kind of encapsulating agents, so it's mostly used in the chewing gums and the stabilizers or emulgators in the confectionery. So as a pectin, we know that the polysaccharides formed by the remains of the mainly galacturonic acids, so present in all higher plants and especially in the fruits and in some aquatic plants. An example is sea scuttle. Right. Carrageenans is the family of the linear sulfate polysaccharides, so derived from the red algae as a agar. So they comes from the species such algae growing near the coast of Ireland. As you can see, it's the mostly used in the dairy products. And also in the direct products, carrageenans can have properties as a thermostabilizing thickeners, and in combination with the gum also used to control the consistency, production, and processed and sauces, sausage, cheeses, and so on. Next is in the candy products. So we are using in the can as a collagen. So it's the mainly can release from the meat, which is using as a ingredients. But also we can add some agar, so it makes the possibility they see the consistency, right? And also in the oil and fat production, it can be used. So, as a conclusion of today's supplement, as emulsifiers, it's the dangers only in the large quantities, but carcinogens have the property of the accumulating in the body. So that's why all of the food additives so scaring that have a code and we have any clue. So we are now trying to clarify what kind of the properties that it's giving. So we should remember that all of the ingredients, all of the substances, of course, it's the poison, but depending on the quantity, right? So we need to understand that we can't without food additives. And don't panic, fear the letter E on the label because it is a lot of food additives as natural. So if we are adding, for example, the egg, of course we can assign by the E, which is the making the from the yolk as an emulsifying agents, right? So it's necessary to know what kind of the additives and how does they sign it. So we are paying attention on the labeling and expiration date of the product. So don't be confused by the natural or identical natural dyes of flavors, but a long list of the e-supplementation should alert you. So if you prone the allergic reaction, exclude from the diet foods containing allergic-causing supplements. So of course you pay attention on it, of course. And use only emergency food cases and try to consume less long-term food storage as a smoked, canned, and try to eat sweet soda as a little possible water, chips, crackers, and so on. And now I'm showing you the examples of the labeling. So as you can see, there is a kind of the adding of this emulsifiers. So as in the margarine, can you see that it's the first, of course, there is some kind of oil. So it's the plant oil, and then water and lecithin, yeah, from the soya. And the other acids and salts, which is making the possibility the food products properties. So also there is kind of aromatization, colorants, and so on. Is you can see the number of the labeling in the cookies. Okay. There is a canned food product, meat product. So also you can see as a emulsifying. So it's the 450 stabilizers, acid regulators, flavor enhancers and aromatization, antioxidants, aromatization, and the salt. Okay, and now I'll show you what is your expected to make the task. So you will find in the distance courses, topic is emulsifiers and stabilizers. So we should determine the emulsifiers and stabilizers in food products. So there is kind of the tasks and questions. So what food additives are called emulsifiers? The purpose of the use emulsifiers, what's emulsifying salts, what substance are called stabilizers. So before starting work, you should repeat the theoretical material and familiarize yourself with the content of practical work, okay? So then works you should done. You can take just from the labeling one of the products as I showed you before and make them. So we have just 1 minute to finish our work. So at last, please solve the task. Maximum content of the emulsifier, sorbitan, monosterat, and the question to set off. Please, Zaure, send me a screenshot who has participated in our practical work. Thank you very much. See you later. And I'm waiting for your works in your distance course. Goodbye, everyone.